Hello, and thank you for watching the Event Manager Orientation video from Michigan HOSA. I'm Sam.
And I'm Mark, and we thank you for your willingness to do this. We do realize that many of you are not experts in the field in these particular competitive events, and that's okay. You do not have to be. The rubrics were printed by HOSA, and that's the only thing that the judges are going to be working off of. Your only job is to check students in.
And be the liaison between the judges and the students.
What you're going to need to do, though, the students are going to come to you. They're going to have a photo ID.
They need to check the photo ID. That way we know that that kid is who that kid is.
If they don't have an ID, they need to get a note from their teacher. This happens a lot, especially for middle school students. As part of the event manager, you are the front lines for the judges and the students, which dictates the experience that the students and the judges have at a HOSA conference. We do ask that you are cheerful, that you're very accepting, that you're warm, that you're patient with the students. It is a hectic event at regionals and states, and we do realize that things get stressful. Please be patient with them and help provide a really good experience for them.
You will receive a folder or event packet with a lot of materials in it. Some of these things include event manager, judge, and competitor orientation sheets, a check-in list that has all of the competitors' names on there, the rating sheets for the judges, a set of guidelines, scenarios if that's appropriate for your event. All of the things that you will need are in this event box, including any supplies that we needed to provide for the event. You are basically in charge of these materials and help distribute the materials appropriately among the judges.
Most of the event sheets were printed ahead of time and therefore have the competitor's name on them. In the event that a student comes and there is not a pre-printed form, that's okay. There are blanks inside the folder. Please just write their name on it.
You will probably not know their competitor ID number, and again, that's okay. We will fill out that information in headquarters. Once the judges are turning in their rating sheets, they are supposed to use a pencil, which again is provided. Please make sure that the judges circled in the bubbles as dark as possible. And so maybe if you just have some time between the check-in process and the judging process, if you are able to maybe go through those bubbles and highlight them even darker, that's really helpful for the Scantron machine process.
If there are any issues that you think warrant disqualification, please just make a note on the evaluation form. Do not actually disqualify them or say that they are disqualified.
There are no disqualifications. If there's any issues, please bring them to Mark and I in HOSA.
And that goes along for the dress code as well.
For testing events and any skill events, we need to make sure that students are not wearing their smartwatches with them, especially in skill events such as nursing assisting or medical assisting, that they're using a watch for time. National HOSA has put in the guidelines that smartwatches are not acceptable for keeping time.
There are many things that you'll need to figure out before you start accepting students, including if your event requires patience. So if you have students that are volunteering to have their ankles wrapped or their thumbs taped, then you're going to need those people ahead of time. Make sure you have all ducks in a row first.
And again, there might be kids lining up in the hallway, ready to check in. They're excited, they're ready to go. And let's say it's supposed to start at 9 and it's 9:05. That's okay. Work with your judges, your patients, everyone that you have, get everything ready, and then feel free to accept students.
One of the most important tips we can give to you is that your event is most likely happening in a classroom that will need to be rearranged a little bit. Please take a picture of the classroom before you start rearranging things. As you know, if you're a teacher and you come back to your classroom and things look different, you're not really happy about that. So if we can make the room look the exact same as when you first walked into it, that would be helpful.
We would love it if you could find a way to discreetly videotape students doing any skills or any presentations, and then share that video footage with Mark or I and HOSA headquarters at the end of the conference. We do a year in review video and show it at the state conference, and so we love to have clips of students doing actual skills. At the end of the event, please gather all of the materials that I talked about before, including the supplies, and bring them back to HOSA headquarters.
Thank you for your willingness to help. We really could not do this conference without you, so we appreciate you doing this and making this a wonderful experience for the students.
Thanks.